Welcome back to the I-miev, where for some time I've been plagued with mirrors that whistle. It's taken me a long time to identify this, and you can just about hear it. I did find that when the mirrors were tipped in, the noise went away. So this is what I'm doing to try and cure the problem. The covers come off the mirrors relatively easily, and I managed to get both sides off without damaging the clips. I started from the outside lower corner and found the bottom edge came away relatively quickly and easily. I did need a screwdriver to work my way along the top, and the most awkward one was the one on the window side where there's a clip halfway up horizontally that is a little bit difficult, but even that did come away without any damage. I cleaned the inside of the mirror of all the crud and the dust because I was gluing the surfaces, and then I wiped them down so that they were nice and clean, so that they were ready for the next job. Having got the covers successfully off both mirrors, both of them have a little bit of damage on the outside edge. The near side's a little bit better than the off side, but you can see the frame is cracked. So when you look at this, you can see that the frame there is cracked. So I'm going to attempt to glue that back together and make sure that that fits nicely. And then this one shouldn't whistle because it's complete. However, the driver's side is a little bit more badly damaged. You can see it's cracked for a lot further along this edge here. There's a little bit missing there, which I shall attempt to fill with some glue. And then this bit is broken in two directions. So it's broken here slightly. So it's broken along the crack on the end here, just above my thumb. And it's broken at the bottom. And it's broken along this bottom edge right down here. You can see it's broken at the bottom all the way along here. So there's quite a lot of damage there. On the driver's side, the cover was also cracked along here, and I've used super glue to glue this together. I'm using EMA plastic weld, which melts the two sides of the plastic and allows them to rejoin. The base plastic I'm gluing must be styrene or similar, as the glue took to it remarkably well. It dries quite quickly, and I was able to get this corner to fit together quite nicely and popped all the corner back together. I did use masking tape just to make sure it glued nicely and left it to dry. With a little bit of 2-pack araldite, I'm going to pack the holes. So the majority of the holes have been filled with glue, which is now setting. I've still got this chunk here to try and replace, but that may not make the whistling noise, but certainly that corner is a lot more secure. Likewise, on the passenger side, although the damage was nowhere near as bad, I have filled, particularly on the outside, so the little bit of damage that's down here, I put a little bit of glue in, and even on the inside lip here, put some little bit of glue in there so it's a little bit smoother. Now just got to wait for it to dry. This old printer is going to supply me with a little bit of plastic, which I need to infill this gap. This was quite a fiddly business, demanded quite a bit of time of shaping with the knife and a small file. I had to keep on offering it up. I used a knife to trim a little bit off the mirror itself, but eventually I got a little piece I was happy with, which once again I glued in with the styrene glue, and this took remarkably well. I then mixed a little bit more araldite after it had had time to set, and filled the outside and made sure it was nice and smooth. And again, once it was set, I then filed the excess off with a small file. This was remarkably successful, and I regained the profile, and then I gave it a coat of satin black, which matched the outside. The outside cover, after it had all set, was then refitted, and this went on quite smoothly and easily. So as you can see, with the cover back on the mirror looks complete and there's no damage or cracks open to create like a penny whistle effect on the end here. Both sides are now a lot better, and hopefully the whistling will have gone. Another fix on the I-miev. Look, no whistling.